I love this. Bro said, keep reading. You got to learn how to read. It literally says they cut a tree. Yes, the tree is an idol worship because of Nimrod's spirit going into the forest. That's why they go and cut a tree down. Listen, my friend, I want to help you. So let's go ahead and read the passage. Verse number 3, someone cuts down a tree from the forest. The tree, is worked by the hands of a craftsman with a chisel. He decorates it with silver and gold. At that point, it's no longer a tree. It's an idol. How do we know? It is fastened with hammer and nails so it won't totter. Like scarecrows in a cucumber patch, their idols cannot speak. Why would they expect a tree to speak? The idols, must be carried because they cannot walk. Do not fear them. Why would anyone fear a tree? For they can do no harm and they cannot do good. Verse 8 makes it really clear. They are both stupid and foolish, instructed by worthless idols made of wood. Where did they get the wood from? The tree. Here is the ESV. A tree from the forest is cut down and worked with an axe by the hands of a craftsman. Verse 5. Their idols cannot speak. They have to be carried. They cannot work. Verse 8. They are both stupid and foolish. The instruction of idols from wood. Once again. The NIV. Their idols cannot speak. Once again. Verse 8. They are taught by worthless idols. There's a pattern here, my friend. The Amplified. It is only a wood which one cuts from the forest to make a god. What did they do in verse 4? They adorn the idol, not the tree, but the idol with silver and with gold. And you can see this is a trend. Verse 8 is telling you the same thing. You get the point. You can go from any other version or translation of scripture. It is reading it in the KJV that makes it seem a little bit ambiguous, and I can understand why some people it may not be that clear. But when you read the text in any other translation other than the King James Version, it makes it absolutely clear that it is not talking about a tree. The tree is cut down and fashioned into an idol, and the idol is decorated and worshipped, not the tree. Even AI, I hate using AI for a source. Y'all know that. But even AI will tell you, no, Jeremiah 10 is not about Christmas trees. What is it? The passage describes a tree that is cut down and carved into an idol, which is then decorated with gold and silver. Well, what about Nimrod? Nimrod is mentioned all of 4 times in scripture. Not once does it mention a marriage to Semiramis or Ishtar, which would have been the same goddess, nor does it mention Tammuz, which other people will say December 25th comes from the birthday of Tammuz, who would have been the offspring of Nimrod and Semiramis. Neither does it mention them. It does not mention, the Bible does not mention Semiramis not once. It does not mention Nimrod having a wife not once. None of this comes from the scriptures. It all comes from one person, Alexander Hislop, the same dude who's lying to y'all and telling y'all that Easter is pagan, is the one telling you that Christmas comes from Tammuz's birthday. This came from his book that has been debunked time and time again, The Two Babylons, in which he claims that Semiramis and Nimrod came together, had a baby named Tammuz. Tammuz was born on December 25th, and that Christmas is now a copy of Tammuz's birthday. Meanwhile, Semiramis and Nimrod did not even live in the same century. So how could they have met each other? They did not even live in the same century. You can see my sources at the bottom. There is no ancient source given as evidence for Semiramis being the mother of Tammuz. Again, none of this makes sense when you actually look at the sources. In the video we're discussing, I gave you 10, count them, 10 primary sources of why the date of December 25th was taken as the date of Jesus's birth / incarnation. It was because of an ancient belief that the Messiah's date of his death would also be the same date as his conception. And so if you take, they believe that his conception, his death was dated to March 25th on the Passover. So they believe the conception would have been the same date based upon that hypothesis. And so 9 months from that date is December 25th. Has nothing to do with Tammuz, Horus, Ishtar, none of these other gods that people are talking about, which is why every single time I ask people for sources for this stuff, they never have any. I have the primary sources, which is why I can tell you that there is no source out there on the planet that links Christmas to any of these holidays. any of these people, the dates, the primary sources for their celebrations, Sol Invictus, Saturnalia, etc., always come after these dates for December 25th, already being selected as the date to celebrate the incarnation / birth of Jesus. I hope that helps. So it's going to be a long month for y'all, because me and the other apologists out there, we're going to flood your timelines all month long with evidence and sources that prove that there is no pagan connection to Christmas celebration. It is directly linked to the origin of it being the incarnation of Jesus Christ, which was celebrated in Luke 2. I love y'all. Have a wonderful day.